CornBelters baseball is on the air with 5 games to go. We are behind home plate here in Burlington, Iowa at Community Field. Adam Hipsky to my right is Griffin Leonard. Exciting to be bringing you the action here on our evening twin bill. CornBelters are the road team in both matchups, even though this is a makeup from the rainout back on July 7th. And I'll bring Griffin Leonard in right now. We got to address the first and foremost storyline throughout this entire evening is the 2 omissions, Landon Johnson and Judah Morris.
Yeah, well, it's going to be a day that the CornBelters are going to have to look for their bats to maybe step up where they haven't necessarily been called up before. You have guys in Judah Morris and Landon Johnson who are not traveling with the team today. They're back in normal for the Legends Home Run Derby, which is obviously an exciting event going on in normal, but the boys will certainly miss them out here. Filling their spots in the middle of the order tonight are Tyler Castro and Chase Mason, and the CornBelters will be looking for some offense from some guys that are normally in the middle of the order and now finding their way into the heart.
Coaches meeting has commenced. Billy DuBois on the first base side and Owen Oreskovich on the third base side. We'll get you the lineups here, starting with the starting pitching matchup for the Bees. Getting the start is Michael Shaw, making his second start and 12th appearance, 26 and a third, a 4.78 ERA, and 21 punchouts this summer. On the other side, for the Belters, we can't give you numbers because he's making his first start in a CornBelters uniform. It's Nick Curry. No innings of work, but started the season in the KCL with the Ground Sloths, who ended up winning that Colonels Collegiate League Championship. That's your starting pitching matchup for Game 1 of our Saturday night doubleheader, but let's get into the lineup, starting first with the visiting CornBelters. Leading off the mainstay at the top of the order is the shortstop, Zach Zykowski. Following him is the hot Tyler Thompson, who's recorded a hit in 5 of his last 6 and sporting a .384 average over the course of the last 7 games. Tyler Castro, who struck out just 15 times in 150 plate appearances, bats third. The cleanup, who will be the designated hitter in both games, is Chase Mason, who's coming off an injury. Hasn't recorded a hit since July 13th. Following him, the lefty swinging first baseman Mateo Casillas, who the first time he steps to the plate tonight will be his 7th plate appearance all summer. Following him is the center fielder Griffin Brown. He'll roam center in the home half of this game, but he was 3 for 6 with a double last night in that Game 1 win over Burlington back in normal. 7-8-9 is righty-lefty-righty, starting with Will Jeske, who's hitting .324 and snapped a 2 for his last 28 streak with a monstrous night. He was 4 for 5 in the victory over Burlington. Austin Wiegand, who's 1 for his last 24, bats 8th, and he'll swing it from the left side. Chris Sahusky rounds out the starting 9. He'll bat from the right side and do the catching duties in the bottom of the ball game. That's the CornBelters. Coaches meeting starting to break. We'll step aside here on the home of the CornBelters. On the other side, we'll get you the Burlington Bees lineup as they'll take the field first right here on the home of the CornBelters. We're set to go here in the top of the first. Michael Shaw taking his warm-up pitches. He's ready to deal to the 1-2-3 hitters. We mentioned them right before the break, but it's Zach Zykowski, Tyler Thompson, and Tyler Castro. Shaw making his second start of the season. We'll set the field defensively for you. Burlington in the top half of the first. Catching the balls and strikes behind the plate is Michael Carano Jr. Over at first is Merrick Matthews. He was 1 for 4 last night. At second is Jace Figueroa, who did not travel and play in Normal a night ago. At shortstop, it is consistent from a night ago. It's Bryce Brown and Skylar Agnew. Left to right in the outfield is Dylan Cool, Cedric Dunwald, and Cooper Donlin in right. Home plate umpire Kevin Ferris in the field. Assisting him is Dana Wilson. Shaw's ready to throw down. It's time to get things going. Doubleheader. First pitch was slated for 5 o'clock. It's 5:03. But regardless, we're going to play 2 tonight. Zach Zykowski takes his last practice swing, and he steps in from the right side. Nick Curry, who's starting for the CornBelters, still getting warmed up down the right field line. Shaw hunched over, staring down Zykowski. Home plate umpire says play ball. Shaw set at the belt. Out of the windup, he deals. First pitch, called ball, misses the outside corner. The count is 1-0 to Zykowski. So 5:03 first pitch, 82 degrees. A humid evening here in Burlington. The 1-0. Called strike. Finds the outer rail. Count now a ball and a strike to the shortstop, Zykowski. 4th in the Prospect League in on-base percentage. Reaching base at a 46% rate. The offering. Breaking ball, called strike at the knees. Zykowski yet to swing at a pitch. He's behind 1-2. Randy Wittenberg, the first base coach, assisting him across the diamond is Josh Foreman. The 1-2 out of the windup. Foul tipped. It was in and out of the glove of Carano. It stayed right there in between the plate and the catcher. And the count remains 1-2 on Zykowski, who has a 21-game on-base streak, looking to extend it to 22. Leading off for Billy DuBois and the Belters. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Cut on and miss. Zykowski goes down swinging. There's one away in the top half of the first. No score still between Burlington and Normal. That brings up Tyler Thompson, who is typically a bottom-of-the-order guy, but he's been hitting consistently in the top 3 over the course of the past week, and you can see why by the numbers we're about to get you. He's recorded a hit in 5 of his last 6, and he's hitting .384 over the course of the last 7 days. The first pitch from Shaw. Called strike. Outside corner. A slider, and the count's 0-1. Thompson commands the plate so well. 29 walks. That's good for 15th in the entire Prospect League. The 0-1 out of the windup. Out straight back. Shaw pounding the zone early and often. Counts 0-2 on the righty Thompson. Typically an outfielder, but going to play second base. He played it the other night in the doubleheader against Clinton. Belter split that one at the corn crib. Here's the 0-2. Breaking ball misses way inside. Thompson takes. The count's 1-2. He steps out for a second to regroup, collect himself. He taps the plate a couple of times. The 1-2 with the bases cleared and 1 away. Pitch. Slider misses the outside corner at the belt. And the count's worked even here to Thompson. That's what Thompson can do. He can get behind 0-2 and see a couple more pitches and work himself back into the count. 2 balls and 2 strikes on the second baseman. Shaw kicks and deals. Fastball misses upstairs. The count's run full to Thompson. Just 1 extra base hit this season, and it was a triple. 1 for 4 with 2 walks yesterday against the Bees. 3-2. Hit on the ground, right side, and through the hole for a base hit. Dribbling into right center field, it'll be picked up off the ground by Dunwald, and a one-out base runner for the Belters in the top of the first. They've recorded their first hit of the night. That brings up the lefty swinging third baseman, Tyler Castro. Thompson, not much of a base-stealing threat over there on first. He's 1 for 1 this season. He takes a short lead. He's being held on by Matthews. First pitch out of the stretch from Shaw. Checks first and delivers. Breaking ball downstairs, 1-0. Castro hitting .328. It's 1 for 5 last night, and the Belters win over the Bees. Game 1 of this 3-game set. Game 1 in normal, game 2 and 3. Quick pick over to first. Thompson's back with a head first dive. Games 2 and 3 of this series taking place in Burlington. 1-0. The pitch from Shaw. Fastball misses up and away. Ball 2. Belters finished off the Bees yesterday in just 8 innings. Run ruled them 16-6. The 2-0 from Shaw. Castro looks at ball 3. It misses the outside edge. A change-up, and the count's now 3-0 to Castro, who's not a high walk guy, but a very low strikeout guy. The 3-0. He takes inside. Called strike at the knees. Shaw goes fastball. Castro looks at it. Takes a deep breath and steps back in. 3-1 the count. 1 away, top of the first. Runner on first. The pitch misses inside. Castro draws a walk. That'll move Thompson in a scoring position at second and bring up the cleanup hitter Chase Mason, who is not used to hitting fourth. No Landon Johnson, no Judah Morris. They're back home, did not travel. They will not play in game 1 or game 2. So it's Chase Mason, who has not recorded a hit since July 13th, but he's been hurt. Since that injury, he was 0 for 6, was 0 for 2 last night, but drove in a run courtesy of a sac fly. 2 on, 1 out. Shaw a couple of shakes, then gets set out of the windup, and it gets to the backstop. A slider dives away from Carano. Both runners move station to station. The count's 1-0, but the Belters have 2 in scoring position with just 1 out in the top of the first. And Carano and Shaw are now going to meet halfway between the home plate and the mound. Just to make sure they're on the same page here, because it looked like Carano got crossed up. Set up inside. Shaw went with the slider way outside. Right on right the matchup. 1 ball, no strikes. The pitch. Cut on and missed. Off speed from the right hand of Shaw, and the count's now 1-1 to Mason. Hitting .240, but .423 on base percentage. Now that is a high walk guy in Chase Mason. 1-1 the count. 1 out, top of the first. No score. Castro on second, Thompson on third. A couple of Tylers on the base paths. Here's the 1-1. Grounded foul left side. Right to the on-deck circle, and the count's 1-2. He's occupying the third base dugout. CornBelters on the other side. Everyone on the rail down the first base side. 1-2. Corner infielders a few steps in. First baseman Matthews has his feet on the infield grass. Agnew a few steps off of third. The 1-2. Called strike 3. Chase Mason goes down looking. There's now 2 away, and Mateo Casillas steps in, trying to put the Belters on the board first. Top of the first, no score. Normal in Burlington. Game 1 of our Saturday night doubleheader. Shaw towing the third base side of the rubber. He's set and deals. Hit in the air, center field. It's dropping, and it hangs just high enough for Dunwald to grab it for the third out of the inning. So, one hit, no runs, no errors, and 2 left on, both in scoring position for the Belters. Scoreless as we head to the bottom of the first. The Bees will swing it on the other side right here on the home of the CornBelters. Nick Curry making his CornBelters debut. He draws the start on the hill for the normal CornBelters, the right-hander. Let's set the field defensively for the Belters here in the home half of the first. Catching the balls and strikes behind the dish is Chris Sahusky. On the right side of the infield at first, Mateo Casillas, and the second baseman, Tyler Thompson. Crossing it over is Zach Zykowski. At shortstop, manning the hot corner is Tyler Castro. Out in left field is Will Jeske. Roaming center is Griffin Brown, and rounding out the 9 defensively is Austin Wiegand in right field. So, Nick Curry, who started the summer as a starter for the Ground Sloths, who won the KCL championship, now takes the ball for his first start in a normal uniform. The green tops, yellow lettering with white trim, complemented by the gray pants. Righty, lefty, lefty, starting with the center fielder, Cedric Dunwald, due up for the Belters. He's stepped in the right side, out of the windup, the pitch. Called strike. Changeup dots the outer half, and the count's 0-1 to Dunwald. Was 1 for 3 with 2 strikeouts in game 1 of this series. Curry working quickly. He deals. Fastball, this one misses outside at the knees. The count's 1-1. Curry shakes a couple of times to Sahusky. He's back to the windup. Another fastball at the knees, but misses once again in the left-handed batter's box, and the count is 2-1. Dunwald sporting a 5-game hit streak, looking to make it 6. The 2-1. Swung on and missed. Count evens 2-2. Curry wasting no time on the first base side of the rubber. He's set at the chest. Kicks and deals. Curveball cut on and missed. Dunwald goes down swinging, and Nick Curry has his first retiree in his CornBelters debut. It's Cedric Dunwald, and he goes down swinging. There's 1 out, still no score, bottom of the first. And that brings up Jace Figueroa, who did not play yesterday. Taps played a couple of times in the right-handed batter's box, and he swings at the first pitch. That one is laced to deep left field. It takes 1 bounce off the wall, and Jeske fields it, fires in to the infield. It's over the head of the shortstop, Zykowski, but a 1-out double off the bat of Jace Figueroa gives the Bees their first base runner of the game. And Skylar Agnew, who had a monstrous night back in normal yesterday, was 2 for 4, 4 RBIs, and they were all on 1 swing of the bat. A grand slam, that of the third baseman. 1 out, runner on second, that's Figueroa. He dances off the bag, first pitch out of the stretch. Fastball misses inside. 1 ball, no strikes on Agnew. 7 of his last 15 4-game hit streak. 1-0. Curry checks second once, twice, now goes home. Changeup misses way outside. A little preoccupied with the runner on second and Figueroa, which rightfully so. He's swiped 8 bags this summer. 2-0 the count. Defense playing him straight up. Thompson, the second baseman, playing the pole over there. Feet in the outfield grass. The 2-0. Cut on and miss. Breaking ball from Curry. Agnew swings through it, and the count's 2-1. Left-handed junior, manning the hot corner in the top half of this ball game. 2 balls, 1 strike. Curry at the belt. Goes home. Swing and a miss. Off speed from Curry. Agnew was looking for the fastball. Counts now 2-2. 2-2 was the count that Curry got Dunwald on his first strikeout. With the breaking ball, let's see what he does here. The 2-2. Cut on and missed. So 2 strikeouts for Curry, and he's looked solid other than the 1 pitch to Figueroa that he took to the left field wall. That brings up the dangerous Bryce Brown. Right-handed shortstop from Mount Mercy University. Played this last spring with Bees manager Owen Oreskovich. Plenty of Mount Mercy products on this Bees squad, including starting pitcher Michael Shaw. First pitch out of the stretch from Curry to Brown is a breaking ball that spikes in the dirt off the foot of Sahusky, and it gets away all the way towards the Bees dugout. And Sahusky slipped. They're saying it's going to be out of play, and they're giving Figueroa home, and now we're going to have a conference between both umpires. The field umpire, Dana Wilson, is saying that Figueroa should be at third, and that's what they're going to do. So the home plate umpire, rather, Kevin Ferris, said that when the ball hit the wall there, it was out of play, and therefore he would get another base. But the count is 1-0 to Brown. There's a runner on third with 2 outs, no score here in the bottom of the first. Now the defense backs off. Middle infielders a few steps back. The 1-0. Swing and a miss. Nice off speed from Curry, and the count's a ball and a strike on the shortstop, who joined the team on July 5th. Second half edition for Burlington. The 1-1 with 2 away. Popped up, out of play. Heading towards the right side, but it catches the screen, and it'll roll down and into the seats, and it's barehanded by a young lady down the first base line. An impressive snag. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 away, bottom of the first. The pitch from Curry just misses the outside corner. He was walking off the mound like it was strike 3, and it looked like a good pitch from our vantage point. But the count's now leveled at 2-2. Figueroa on third. Not being held on the pitch. 2-2. Swing and a miss. So Nick Curry, in his first inning of work in a CornBelters uniform, gives up a 1-out double, but strands him at third. 1 hit, no runs, no errors in the field, and 1 runner left on. We head to the top of the second. 2 up for the Belters. 6, 7, 8. It's Brown, Jeske, and Wiegand right here on the home of the CornBelters. Top of the second, no score. Griffin Brown to lead things off. Shaw back on the hill for his second inning of work. Out of the windup. First pitch called, strike. Change up at the knees. The count's 0-1. So right on right, the matchup here from Shaw to Brown. Will Jeske is on deck. Belter stranded a couple in scoring position. The 0-1. Another called strike at the knees. This one a slider, and the count's 0-2. Griffin Brown's recorded a hit in 12 of his last 14. 3 for 6 with a double in that 16-6 win over the Bees last night. The 0-2. Breaking ball misses downstairs. A ball and 2 strikes on the center fielder, Brown. 8 extra base hits this summer. All the doubles. No triples, no home runs. 20 runs batted in. The 1-2 with the bases cleared. Called strike 3. Griffin Brown looks at 4 pitches. 3 of them were strikes, and there's 1 out. Here on the top of the second, no score. Burlington and Normal here at Community Field. Shaw's got his third punch out, and now Will Jeske, who was slumping to say the least, but also snapped that skid last night, was 4 for 5 against Burlington, but prior to that, he was 2 for his last 28. Out of the windup, Shaw deals. Breaking ball misses below the zone, counts 1-0. Jeske overall this summer hitting .324. The righty swing freshman from Nebraska. The 1-0. Breaking ball misses inside. 2 balls, no strikes on Jeske. The Belters had a single and a walk in the first, moved them both into scoring position, but stranded them there. Here's the offering. Another slider dots the outer half. Called strike, 2-1 the count. 1 out, the base is clear. Shaw making his second start for Burlington. Jeske rocking the bat over his right shoulder. Here's the 2-1. Another slider that dives away from Jeske. It lands in the left-handed batter's box, and now a hitter's advantage to the left fielder. Reaching base at a 40% rate this summer. Here's the 3-1. And he looks at it for a called strike. He lunged down the first base line, but the counts reached the maximum here to Jeske with 1 away, and the base is clear. No score, top of the second. Full count. The pitch. Grounded right side on a couple of hops. Figueroa grounds it and fields it at second. And flips to first. It's in time. And Merrick Matthews, the first baseman, started jogging towards the third base dugout. I think he thought it was the third out, but just 2 away. And that brings up Austin Wiegand. 1 for his last 24, making his 42nd appearance this summer for the Belters. He steps in the left side with nobody on. Out of the windup. First pitch changeup misses at the ankles. Ball 1. Wiegand a couple of home runs, 9 doubles and 1 triple. 1-0 on him. Out of the windup, the pitch. Hesitant swing, cut on and missed. It was a changeup, and Austin Wiegand knows that is not his strong suit. It's the right-handed changeup. One of the pitches that he continues to say he despises the most, the 1-1. This time goes fastball, and it's cut on and missed. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Here to Wiegand. Sophomore from Carl Sandburg. Nobody on, 2 away. The pitch just misses outside. Wiegand holds a swing, and the count's 2-2. Wiegand batting 8th. Belters having to change some things up here. No Landon Johnson, no Judah Morris. The 2-2. Wiegand takes, it's outside. Count works full to the second consecutive batter. Chris Husky is on deck. Top of the second, no score. Burlington and Normal here at Community Field in Burlington. The full count offering. Cut on and miss. So a couple of punch outs here for Michael Shaw in his second inning of work. No hits, no runs, no errors. Nobody left on for the Belters offense. We'll turn it to the bottom of the second. 5, 6, 7. 2 up on the other side right here on the home of the CornBelters. Bottom of the second, no score. Belters and the Bees here in Burlington at Community Field. Nick Curry making his first start for the Belters. Returns to the hill for his second inning of work. Defense is back set. Lefty, righty, righty. Set to come to the plate, starting with the left fielder Dylan Cool, who's just 4 for 21 this summer. A new addition for the Bees. He's 1 for 3 with a walk and a strikeout last night in game 1 of this series. Out of the windup, Curry deals. First pitch, fastball cut on and missed, strike 1. So Cool, although being 4 for 21, does have 5 walks to his line. The 0-1 offering. Slider dives in at the feet of Cool. He looks at ball. Counts even. The ball and a strike. Making just his 8th appearance here with Burlington, the 1-1. Called strike. Finds the outside rail, and the count is 1-2 here on Cool. One extra base hit. It was a solo home run back on July 23rd, the 1-2. Up and away. Fastball at the letters, and count is 2-2 to Cool. Base is cleared, nobody out. Out of the windup. Fly ball left field. Jeski's heading towards the line. He's in foul territory, gives chase, and he misses it by a foot. It kept hooking towards the line. Jeski turned on the Jets, but a long strike 2. Count remains 2-2. So Cool, even though he's just hitting 190, it's relatively small sample size. 8 games, 4 for 21, 5 walks, a couple of stolen bases as well. So it can make a couple of things happen. That's enough for Owen Oreskovich to like his guy towards the top of his order. Here's the 2-2. Fastball misses way up high. It's over the glove of Sahusky into the backstop, but the bases are clear. And the count's full now to Cool. The 3-2. The pitch in the air, left side. Hooking foul. It's out of play. Count remains full. So Cool's fouled off a couple of 2-strike pitches now, making Curry work for this out. Curry shakes. He kicks and deals. Fastball misses inside. Cool had to corkscrew his body a bit to avoid being plunked with the fastball, and first free pass awarded off the right hand of Curry gives Cool a trot down the first base line. Leadoff man aboard for the Bees for the first time tonight, and that brings up the right-handed DH, Landon Akers. Curry takes a peek over his right shoulder, out of the stretch. He deals. Fastball misses downstairs. 1 ball, no strikes. Akers has recorded a hit in 6 of his last 9. He was 0 for 4 with a strikeout last night. The 1-0. Popped up, shallow right field. Weekend rushes in, makes the grab. Thompson looked at it over at second, but realized the right fielder had a much better read, and Weekend makes the grab shoulder height for the first out of the inning. Bottom of the second, still no score. 1 runner on. That's Cool on first. He walked. Brings up the first baseman, Merrick Matthews. Right on right, the matchup. Curry turns his body towards the first base bag. He deals. Fly ball, center field. Brown takes a step back, now comes in on it. Makes the one-handed squeeze over his head for the second out of the inning. So, after a leadoff walk, back-to-back flyouts, there's 2 away. Bottom of the second, no score. Number 8, Cooper Donlin, who's hitting 8th tonight, steps in from the left side. Takes a practice cut outside of the batter's box, now steps in, hitting .352, the junior from Hawaii Pacific University. Casillas holding on Cool at first. First pitch out of the stretch from Curry. Hit in the air, center field. On a rope, right to Brown. He took 1 step in, 1 step out. So a leadoff walk is stranded in 3 consecutive pitches. end in 3 consecutive flyouts. No runs, no hits, no errors in the field, and 1 runner left on for the Bees offense. On the other side, the Belters offense comes back to the plate. They'll send their 9-1-2 hitters to the dish right here on the home of the Belters. Top of the third, no score. Belters looking to draw first blood. They'll send a trio of righties to the dish in the away half of the frame. Starting with number 9 hitting, catcher Chris Sahusky, who takes a deep breath outside the right-handed batter's box, steps in, taps the far side of the plate, then the near side. Rests it on his right shoulder. Shaw out of the windup. First pitch. Fastball misses up and away. Ball 1 to Sahusky, who was struggling overall this summer, hitting just 200, but really found his swing last night. 1-0. Shaw kicks and deals. Grounded up the middle, a comebacker right to the pitcher Shaw, who will jog towards the right side of the infield. Underhand flip to Matthews. It's in time for the first out of the inning. Back to the top of the order, it's Zach Zykowski. He struck out swinging to open things in the top of the first. Bases clear, 1 away. No score here between the Bees and the Belters. Game 1 of our Saturday night doubleheader. Pitch, change up, misses downstairs. Zykowski, top 25 in the Prospect League in walks drawn. He's taken the free pass 25 times this summer. The 1-0 is driven to deep left field. Cool is back on it. He's at the track, and he makes the grab. Zach Zykowski cranked that one to deep left field, but there are 2 outs in the top of the third. And now Tyler Thompson steps in for the Belters. It looked like Zach Zykowski might have had his 3rd home run of the season, but instead it's just a high fly ball for out number 2. The offering to Thompson. He swings at a first pitch fastball. It's cut on and missed. Counts 0-1 to the second baseman. And a quick inning so far for Michael Shaw. This will be his 42nd pitch out of the windup. Hit in the air right side, dropping for a base hit. It's down in front of the right fielder, Donlin. A 2-out single gives Tyler Thompson his 2nd hit of the game. He's 2 for 2 with a couple of singles. And there's 1 on in the top of the third. Still no score, but Tyler Castro, who stepped into the plate for the 2nd time, but still looking for his first at-bat. He walked in the first. Digs in the left side. One runner on, that's Thompson. Being held on by Matthews. Takes a lead off the bag. Out of the stretch. Shaw delivers. Change up, cut on and missed. Castro ahead of the off speed, and the count's 0-1. No score, top of the third. We're here at Community Field in Burlington. Game 2 of a 3-game set. Belters took game 1 last night, the 0-1. Breaking ball misses at the ankles, and the count's a ball and a strike now on the third baseman, Castro. Just 15 strikeouts and 151 plate appearances. He commands the zone at a very high level for Billy DuBois. A ball and a strike, the stretch. He sends it over to first, and Thompson's back. The head first dive, and the count's 1-1. 2 outs. Middle infield, a few steps back. No need to turn 2, though. With the 2 outs. Thompson takes off for second. The fastball pitch outside. Ball 2. Throw down is outside. The tag not in time. And Tyler Thompson swipes his second bag of the season. And the Belters have another runner in scoring position. Counts 2-1 on Castro. Castro collects himself in the box. Pushes the bat now over his left shoulder. Shaw checks the runner at second. At the belt. Goes home. Fastball misses outside, and the counts work to a hitter's advantage here on Castro. 3-1. He's recorded multiple hits in 5 of his last 8, hitting .328 over the course of the summer for the Belters. The 6'1 junior from Eastern Illinois. The 3-1 misses outside. Tyler Castro has drawn the free pass in both at-bats, both plate appearances here tonight. Now Chase Mason, who's 0 for 1, struck out looking in the first. He was 1 for 2 back on July 13th. That was when he injured his right index finger in Lafayette. Since he's returned to play, he has not yet returned behind the dish. He's a catcher, but starting to hit on his return to play. The first pitch to him. Slider misses outside for ball 1. Thompson on second, he singled. Castro on first, he walked. Right on right the matchup to Mason. He was 0 for 2 last night, but knocked a run in on a sac fly. Belters took game 1 of the series 16-6. Final in 8 innings. The 1-0 after a couple of checks from Shaw to second. Called strike. Change up at the knees, and the count's ball and a strike to Mason. Mason, a double and 2 home runs, 21 runs batted in. Counts 1-1 on him now. He holds the bat in front of his body with his left hand. Now Shaw comes sets, and he pushes it behind his right shoulder. The 1-1. Change up, misses downstairs. Counts 2-1 now to the DH Mason. A little interesting stat about Mason. The last 13 games that he's appeared in, whether it be as a pinch runner, as a DH, or as a catcher, the Belters have won 11 of their last 13. The 2-1. Cut on and missed. A slider that Mason chased out of the zone. The count's now 2-2. Thompson takes a few paces off the bag at second. Castro not being held on at first. He's 3 steps off the bag towards second. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 away. Top of the third, no score. Shaw checks second. Collects himself, sends it home. Slider misses outside, and the count's worked full to Chase Mason. Still looking for his first hit since July 13th. Didn't play for a couple of weeks, but he's back swinging the bat. Runners will be on the move. The payoff. Misses outside, and Chase Mason draws a walk. So back-to-back base on balls from Shaw will load them up for Mateo Casillas. That's going to take a pitching change from Burlington. Rather, just a mound visit. Assistant Coach Casey Soul out there on the hill. He brings in just a second baseman, Figueroa. Just strategize here with the bases loaded and 2 outs. No score. Belters have left 2 on They were both in the first inning. It was Thompson at third and Castro at second, which is the situation now, but Mason's also at first. Mateo Casillas, who's 2 for 7 this season with the Belters, a new addition, called up from the KCL. Mount Visit breaks in the hill belongs to one man, and that is the right-hander Michael Shaw, who hunches over towards home plate, gripping the ball in his right hand. Comes set just below the belt. Bases loaded, the first offering to Casillas, who loads up but holds his swing, and he looks at ball one, a changeup that misses at the ankles, and the count's 1-0. Thompson way in foul territory down the third baseline. The 1-0. Check swing. Did he go around? Yes, he did. Kevin Ferris behind the plate didn't even need to appeal down to the base umpire, Dana Wilson. Counts 1-1 here on the first baseman, Casillas. Right on left the matchup. Infield playing back towards the outfield grass. Here's the delivery. Breaking ball misses below the zone, and the count's 2-1 on Casillas. 2 for 7 this summer for the CornBelters with 2 strikeouts. Blew out to the center fielder his first time up to end the first inning. He left 2 on then. He's got the bases loaded here. The 2-1. Fastball misses outside. The count's now 3-1 to Casillas. Thompson on third, he singled. Castro on second, he walked. Mason on first, he also walked. The 3-1 here from Shaw. He kicks and deals. Hit in the air, left center field. That should be playable for Cool, the left fielder, who takes a few steps towards the track and makes the grab. So the Belters leave them loaded in the top half of the third. No runs, 1 hit. No errors in the field, and 3 runners left on. To the bottom of the third we go. Still no score here at Community Field. The Bees will swing it on the other side on the home of the Belters. Bottom of the third, still no score here between the Bees and the CornBelters at Community Field. Game 1 of our Saturday night doubleheader. Nick Curry, who drew the start for Billy DuBois and the normal crew, is back out for his third inning of work. Set to deal to the number 9 hitter, Michael Carano Jr. for the first time tonight. Then the lineup card will turn over to the leadoff man, Cedric Dunwald, and Chase Figueroa. That's the minimum here for the Bees. Right on left the matchup. The righty Curry out of the windup. First pitch. Fastball misses the outside corner. Ball 1. Carano just 3 for 15 this summer. 1-0. Hit in the air left field. Hooking towards the line. Jeski's over, and he slides into the dirt, but can't make the grab. 1 ball, 1 strike on Carano Jr. A nice effort there from the left fielder, who looks a bit shaken up after the grass runs out down the left field line. There's only grass for about 5 more feet into foul territory, and then it's all dirt, and that was right where Jeski slid. The 1-1 is ripped into center field. Is it hanging long enough for Brown, who dives and makes the grab? A fine play out in center field from Griffin Brown. gets the first out of the inning, and Carano Jr. has no choice but to tip his cap out there in center field. There's one away, still no score, bottom of the third. Brown took a bit of a circuitous path there, started towards left center, and then instantly shifted gears heading towards the right alley. And slid head first and made the grab. There's one away. The base is still clear. The lineup card turns over to the righty swinging center fielder, Cedric Dunwald, who struck out swinging to open things up in the home half of the first. Out of the windup, Curry's first pitch. Fastball misses down and in. Count is 1-0. Dunwald looking to extend his 5-game hit streak to 6. Here's the 1-0 offering. It misses outside. Dunwald looks at ball 2. Center fielder making his 39th appearance this summer. 2-0, grounded left side and foul. To the left of third base coach and manager Owen Oreskovich. 2 balls, 1 strike. The right-handed freshman. Hitting .261 this summer. 2-1. Cut on and missed. Count levels 2-2. From Iowa City, staying in the Hawkeye State this summer, playing for the Bees. Out of the windup, Curry kicks and deals. Swing and a miss. Drop third, but Dunwald doesn't leave the box. Sahusky tags him right there on the right side, and there's 2 away. In the bottom of the third, no score. Bees and the Belters right here in Burlington. That brings up Jace Figueroa, who, as Burlington's lone hit, he doubled in the first. Curry out of the windup. First pitch misses down and in. Ball 1. Figueroa swung at that first pitch and took it all the way to the left field wall. 1-0. Misses upstairs. 2 balls, no strikes on the second baseman, Figueroa. Right here from West Burlington. Doesn't travel with the Bees. 2-0. Grounded left side. Smoked but fouled. Counts now 2-1. Base is clear. 2 away. Bottom of the third. No score. The Belters have left 5 on in this game. They stranded 2 in the first and marooned 3 in the third. Curry, who set up the letters, brings it down to the belt and fires. 2-1 misses below the zone. Counts now 3-1 to the second baseman, who's played in a couple of games against Normal this summer. It's 2 for 8 in those couple of games. 3-1. Pop fly, right side, and way out of play. The count is full here to Figueroa. Couple of extra base hits. Both of them doubles. Here's the payoff. Cut on and miss. Nick Curry is dealing. He's got his 5th punch out in 3 innings, making his CornBelters debut. We're still scoreless. We've played 3 here under the lights at Community Field. No runs, no hits, no errors. Nobody left on the base paths for the Bees. To the top of the 4th we go, right here on the home of the Orange.
We're back for the top half of the fourth inning. Normal and Burlington still scoreless. Griffin Leonard here with you for the rest of game number one. We'll be rejoined by Mr. Adam Hipsky for the second game of today's doubleheader. But a quick first three innings, just 3 combined hits and zeros up on the scoreboard here at Community Field in Burlington, Iowa. The first pitch of the fourth from Michael Shaw is a slider away from the catcher. The catcher dove to his right. That's Carano Jr., and the ball got to the backstop. 1-0 the count. It is Mateo Casillas, Griffin Brown leading off the top half of the fourth. He takes a strike on the outside corner to even the count at 1. 1-1 the count, nobody out. The 6, 7, 8 hitters for the Belters in inning number 4 as they try to become the first team on the board in this afternoon's contest. 1-1 pitch, inside, swing and a miss. And the count 1-2. So 2 strikes upcoming. Shaw getting ready. And a ground ball left side. It's fielded by the third baseman Agnew, who throws across the field a little bit high, but caught by his first baseman Merrick Matthews, and there is one away here in the fourth. So ground out begins the fourth frame, and it'll be Will Jusky. First pitch to him on the top part of the zone, called strike 1. And ahead in the count for the first time this inning, or at least with the first pitch strike for the first time this inning, is Michael Shaw. Here's the 0-1. Just low the knees on the fastball. Going down to get it was Carano Jr., keeping it in front of him cleanly, and the count 1-1. One out. And Jesky takes outside. Two one. CornBelters looking for a man on base, and Jesky sends the ball to deep left center. That is going to send him way back, looking up at the track, at the wall, gone! Will Jesky leaves the yard. And the CornBelters have the lead. It's Will Jesky's first home run since June the 16th. And the Nebraska man gives the Belters the lead in inning number 4. So a solo shot for the CornBelters, and the scoring has been opened in this ball game. Wiegand takes outside ball 1. And how will Austin Wiegand follow this one up? The third hit for the Belters in this game leaves the yard in one of the deepest parts of the ballpark. The 1-0 pitch is in there for a called strike. It looks like our live stats folks here in Burlington made a mistake at some point. They were behind one person in the order, so we'll see. I don't know how they're going to figure that one out. But the 1-1 misses outside, 2-1. The base is still empty after the solo shot. And the pitch is grounded right side. It's Figueroa fielding it on the forehand. Across the short throw to first is in time by a step. And there are 2 away. So the inning's still moving quickly, despite the injection of offense into this one. So the CornBelters reach the bottom of the order for the second time. It'll be the catcher, Chris Suhusky, taking the bats. Both of the CornBelters' main catchers in the lineup today, which hasn't happened very often with injuries sustained to both of the two throughout the season, as Suhusky takes the first pitch slider outside for ball 1. Chase Mason's missed a quite a number of games recently, back as of the last couple of days, but getting the start at DH today, batting cleanup. 1-0, and the fastball, a two-seamer, misses inside. Two balls and no strikes. Infield spread out for Burlington. And the 2-0, chop foul, left side, off of the wall next to the dugout. The Belters down the first base line in the dugout, same side as when they're at home, but Burlington and Normal flip-flop which side has the home dugout, as the 2-1 is slashed to the left side of the infield, grounded and fielded on one hop. It looks like it might get through, but instead Agnew comes across to cut it down and make the play, and we will head to the bottom of the fourth. Will Jeske sends the ball out of here, and Normal lead 1-0 as they take the first lead of the game. So we head to the bottom of the fourth, and the CornBelters once again send Nick Curry out to the mound. He's been phenomenal in his CornBelters debut. Three innings of one hit, runless ball so far, trying to continue that momentum into the fourth after the Will Jeske home run has given the CornBelters a jolt here. First pitch inside to the leadoff man. And now the 1-0 misses high. As I mentioned before, the live stats currently off, but I believe, if my observation skills are correct, that it is Agnew in there for the leadoff man for Burlington, and he has a 3-0 count. The three-hole hitter batting in the left-handed batter's box now stands back in. Some early trouble in the inning for Curry, who walks Agnew on 4 pitches. The ball misses outside and a tad low. So the leadoff man on for Burlington, and they'll bring up Brown to try to follow up that leadoff walk. Bryce Brown, just his 17th game played of the season, but hitting a pretty solid .344. He didn't join this team until the second half of the year. His first game was played on July the 4th. First pitch, low of the knees, ball 1. So it'll be Brown here, and we will see a mound visit from Billy Du Bois, who's motioning down to his bullpen saying, hey, let's get going here. And we'll see who gets active for the Belters. Zach O'Donnell trotting down there, as well as the right-handed throwing Chris McCormick, the two arms trotting down there with Chase Mason to get going here. The CornBelters are without Nick Roseman, their bullpen coach today. As with Landon Johnson and Judah Morris at the home run derby back in Normal. So it will restrict the CornBelters' ability to efficiently warm up arms, though they do have Charlie Graham on the bench who could also catch if they need to warm up two at the same time. So a 1-0 count. We'll get back going here as Brown is back in the box. 1-0 pitch from Curry. And out of the mound visit, he spikes the ball onto the dirt. It gets away from Sahusky, and moving up to second base will be Skylar Agnew. So man in scoring position, the tying run for Burlington here in the fourth. And a 2-0 hitters count for Bryce Brown, who has 5 home runs and 19 RBI on the season. 2-0 pitch from the right-hander. And a check swing, ground ball left side. Just misses the base. It looked like it was going to roll right into the third base bag. Tyler Castro was right behind third, ready to handle a deflection, but it rolls just an inch or two foul as it approaches 90 feet. So a foul ball, 2-1 the count. Staying on second base for the moment is Agnew. Right on right matchup, Bryce Brown will see the 2-1, and he rips it left side, fielded on the line drive, and they double him up. Oh my goodness, what a play from Zach Sykowski. The shortstop fields it to the backhand side in the air, turns, spins to Tyler Thompson, who anticipated a potential double play opportunity, and he tags the second base bag just ahead of the sliding Skylar Agnew. And there's 2 quick outs for Normal on defense. And a hard hit ball that looked like it could have scored one and tied the game instead turns into disaster for Burlington as Dylan Newell sees a fastball right down the heart of the plate, 0-1. Cool hitting just 190 on this season, sees the 0-1 slider down into the dirt, 1-1. Right on left to match up. The infield staying at normal depth. Oftentimes we'll see Tyler Castro at second base slide over. He does not do so here. A big cut and a miss on the fastball that was on the inner half of the plate. 1-2 as Curry just one pitch away from getting out of the fourth. Here it is, and it misses outside. The changeup away from the hitter, 2-2. 2-2 pitch. Nick Curry back at work again, and he misses inside this time with the fastball. So the count runs even, or full rather. And Landon Akers standing in the on-deck circle, ready as his right-handed bat, as he will hit if this inning continues. The payoff pitch just missed high of the letters, and the outfielder works a walk, and there's a man on with 2 away. So the left fielder walks, and will bring up the designated hitter. It's Landon Akers for this Burlington Bees order. Man on first, 2 down, and a 1-run deficit for the home team. First pitch from the slide step, a fastball right on the outside corner called strike. The count 0-1. Nick Curry throwing to Chris Suhusky today. Spins his body to check on first. Now comes set and comes home. And the pitch flied right side. It hooks out of play. And there will be 2 strikes on the hitter, 0-2. Some action in the CornBelters bullpen. They are throwing 2 at the same time, and I do believe it's McCormick and Zach O'Donnell getting ready. The 0-2 is fouled right side. Will it stay in play? It will, but not able to track it down is the right fielder Wiegand. He had a good beat on it, but the ball was hooking away from him and just got down a little too quick. So another 0-2 pitch coming, right on right matchup with 2 down, and the 0-2. just missed high. A fastball at a good spot for an 0-2 pitch, but wisely laid off by Landon Akers. Akers, not a guy that strikes out a whole lot, just 8 strikeouts in 38 games. But here's the 1-2. And it misses just high. It was a good pitch, sliding back in toward the plate, but just a smidge high. And the count is even at 2. Still on first base is Dylan Cool. The right-hander on the mound. Curry comes home. The runner on the move. The pitch is outside. Throw down on just on a line, and they say he's safe. The throw couldn't have been any better from Chris Suhusky. Zajkowski didn't have to move his glove after making the catch to tag, but they say that the foot was ahead of the tag. A tough decision for the CornBelters defense, who thought they were out of the inning, but a runner on second in scoring position, and now a 3-2 count as Akers has worked this back from 0-2. The full count pitch. Fly ball, shallow center. Coming in quickly is Griffin Brown. He will dive again. This time he will not get there, and a run will score to tie this game. A 2-out single, and quite the turn of events. And just one pitch after it looked like Normal had gotten out of the inning with the caught stealing. Instead, it's a stolen base and a single right afterwards. So 1-1 the score. Merrick Matthews will hit next, and it feels eerily similar to the other night at Illinois Valley when there's a throw down to third base from Charlie Graham, unable to get the runner stealing, and then the Pistol Shrimp able to extend the game just afterwards. First pitch on the outside corner for a called strike. It was in the 10th where Normal led by a run. Illinois Valley stole third just ahead of the throw that looked like it could have gone either way as the 0-1 pumps in there for a called strike at the knees. And then just a couple of pitches later, they steal home and win it the inning following. So the game's tied here in Burlington, 1-1, 0-2 the count. Merrick Matthews at the plate. And Curry delivers. The pitch is fouled off over the screen and out of play. Landon Akers, it's his 17th RBI of the season. And he ties this run right back up for the Burlington Bees, who are technically still in the hunt, but certainly the chances of the playoffs are slim to none. In fact, they could be eliminated and probably will be eliminated pending the results of today's action. 0-2, high pitch, throw down from Suhusky. This one's not close. They got him by a mile. And I think Chris Suhusky took that one personally. We'll head to the 5th as Burlington respond here on the home of the CornBelters, the Normal CornBelters YouTube page. We'll be back for inning number 5. Top half of inning number 5. Both teams score in the 4th. We find ourselves even once again. The CornBelters will go back to the bats. It's Zach Zykowski who flies the ball on the first pitch to shallow center field. Dunwald will come in, has all the time in the world, makes the catch with his left hand, and there's one away. So 1 pitch, 1 out for the Burlington Bees. And for Burlington, they're trying to contain this CornBelter offense that we've seen come alive at practically any time. But Michael Shaw's done a good job of halting the offense. Just the 1 run surrendered via the long ball. Tyler Thompson up with 1 down and nobody on him. He rips the ball down the right field line. Hooking down in the corner, it will fall in front of the right fielder, Donlin. A 1-out base hit for Tyler Thompson, who is now 3 for 3 today. Tyler is having an excellent game. He came into today where 3 of his last 6 games he went for multi-hit. Multiple hits in 3 of his last 6 and now 4 of his last 7. Counting today's now 3-hit effort. Tyler Castro with the man on first watches the first pitch change up, tail a little bit low and away. So ball 1 and a man on first, and they spin and throw, check on first. Back safely is Thompson. And after all the chaos with the stolen bases in the last half inning on the defensive side, I'm sure Shaw, watching from the dugout, is going to make sure that the same does not happen here with him on the mound. The 1-0. Fly ball, shallow left. It's hooking toward the corner. Trotting over and catching it just inside of the line is Cool. 2 down, and they will move to the 4th slot and Chase Mason to try to find the lead once again. Tyler Thompson still stuck on first base after the 1-out single. And Chase Mason, who is hitless, can try to undo that and move Tyler up as they will check on Thompson once again. Shaw with a quick throw over to Matthews at the first base bag, but he's back ahead, and now they throw again. This time, Tyler not even diving, just back standing up, as he had barely taken a step off of first base. And it's not like Tyler Thompson's a big stolen base guy, just 1 stolen base on the season coming in today. Chase Mason pops up the first pitch. It's hooking over toward the CornBelters dugout. It will stay in play, but fall just in front of the catcher, Carano Jr., who I believe hit the railing as his momentum was unable to be stopped. There's the netting down here on the ballpark, but then a railing that separates the fans from the netting and not enough room between the two, and Carano runs into some metal. He appears to be okay. The 0-1, and now they'll spin and throw again to Tyler Thompson, who is back diving head first. So they're certainly not letting the second baseman get comfortable over there at the first base back. 0-1 to Mason. The righty comes home, and Mason pops the ball up again. This time it'll stay fair, stay in the infield. It's the second baseman, Figueiredo, who makes the catch and retires the side. We'll head to the bottom of the 5th, where this game remains close in Burlington, Iowa. It's the Belters and the Bees. No, Merrick Matthews. So we head to the bottom of the fifth. Merrick Matthews will lead it off for the Burlington Bees. And Nick Curry out there for his fifth inning of work after giving up a run in the bottom half of the fourth to tie this game. First pitch to Curry, right back up the middle, over the glove of Curry and into center field. A base hit to lead off the bottom of the fifth. And for the Bees, they are finally getting it going. In the bottom of the fourth, they got the leadoff man on and then scored him with a single. Now they have the leadoff man on via a hit, and they will try to build on it once again. It'll be the 8-hole hitter, Cooper Donlin, but first we'll have a mound visit and a pitching change, and it will be for the lefty. Zach O'Donnell will come into this game, and after 4+ innings from the man making his debut today in Nick Curry, he gets a handshake from Billy Du Bois, and his afternoon is done. We will take another break here as we get ready for the first relief pitcher of the game, Zach O'Donnell for the boys from Normal. So the first relief pitcher of the game, it'll be Zach O'Donnell, the left-handed pitcher, coming to relieve Nick Curry, whose line is not done, but his day is 4+ innings pitched. Got through 3 scoreless before giving up a run in the fourth, and surrenders a leadoff base hit in the fifth, ending his day. So Zach O'Donnell will come in to try and get out of this inning with the score still tied. It is the 22nd appearance for Zach O'Donnell. Seems like we see him nearly every day on the mound, whether it be a normal or on the road, and O'Donnell delivers a first pitch ball just high of the zone. And I will say it is a little surprising to see O'Donnell with as many appearances as he has had. I mean, it's not like he's been the most dominant pitcher on the staff. He certainly hasn't been bad, but as there's a ground ball right side, it'll be Thompson going to his right to Zykowski for one. Zykowski will hold the ball at second base and just concede the fielder's choice. So 1 out and a man still on first in Donlin, who reaches. But Zach O'Donnell, a 6.75 ERA in 21 appearances. No starts for the left-hander. And this is his 21st inning he's been pitching that he has pitched this season. He gets an early out, gets the lead runner, and now faces the 9-hole hitting catcher, Michael Carano Jr. Lefty on lefty matchup, and the first pitch is a fastball, and it is way outside. It does look like our live stats have caught up, so we'd like to thank Burlington's hardworking analytics team for all their work. And the 1-0 pitch with the man on first comes out from O'Donnell, and it's right on the outside corner. Nice cut fastball and finds the zone and evens the count. So quickly 1-1 with one away. And the 1-1 pitch, a fastball just high of the letters. And ahead in the count once again goes Corrado Jr., who is 0 for 1. Corrado led off the third inning with a fly out to center field, his first time up. He watches the 2-1, a slider just away from his bat, and he lays off at the last moment, 3-1, as the pitch is called just outside a ball. After Corrado, they will loop around to the top of the order for the third time. O'Donnell looks at first a couple of times, now comes home, and there's a ground ball, chopped foul right side into the netting in front of the CornBelters dugout, and the count is full. Cedric Dunwald on deck. The outfielder playing center today for the Burlington Bees. And he awaits to hit. But first, O'Donnell to face Corrado. The full count pitch, here it is. And it's a line drive right field over the head of Tyler Thompson. And it will be gloved by Wiegand, who rifles it in, but not before. Going first to third on the play is Donlin. So runners on the corners for Burlington, who are knocking on the door to try to take the lead here in the fifth. It wasn't necessarily a barrel from the bat of the 9-hole hitting Corrado, but he lifts it up over the second baseman and down in front of the right fielder. And he's got himself his first hit of the game, and now they turn the page to a dangerous top part of the lineup, and Billy DuBois is going to come right back out. And will that be it for Zach O'Donnell, or perhaps just a talk? We've seen Billy DuBois have a very, very short leash with his relief pitchers in the past. And with just 5 games remaining in the season, counting in today's, every game matters. And they cannot afford to concede this lead in the fifth, considering the offense has been silent for the majority of this contest. So a long conversation between Billy DuBois and his infield, the entire infield in. The outfielders at their normal positions, apart from Will Jusky, who's currently in the corner having a polite conversation with the Burlington Bees bullpen. Just guys being dudes out there. And our home plate umpire has now joined the mound visit, and after all of that, Billy DuBois will walk back to the dugout, and Zach O'Donnell will remain out there. So they give, who I believe is still Chris McCormick, warming up down the right field line. They give him some more time to get hot, but O'Donnell will remain in to face Cedric Dunwald, who batting in the leadoff spot has struck out twice today, 0 for 2. And Zach certainly wouldn't mind another one here. Left on right matchup with runners on the corners. The first pitch is right on the outside corner. And a first pitch strike for OD to get the at-bat going. Dunwald digs right back in the right-handed batter's box. And the 0-1 pitch. And it is flied foul, well out of play to the right side. Cedric Dunwald, a low average for a leadoff hitter, hitting just .261 coming into today. It's his third season with the Burlington Bees, his second full season. And it's his best of the 3 that he's having here in 2024. The 0-2, low, blocked, and it squirts away from Zuhusky. It'll be away from him enough for the runner Corrado to move from first to second, but more importantly for the Belters at least, Donlin will stay on third. But importantly, the force is gone at second base. So first base now unoccupied, 1 and 2 the count, and the infield will now move in. A strikeout now ever so more important. 1-2 coming from Zach O'Donnell. He lifts the right leg and comes home. And he got the outside corner. Ring him up, strike 3. It was a fastball. Dunwald can't believe it. It did look a little bit off the plate, but the Belters will certainly not complain about the call themselves. 2 down. And Billy Du Bois gets the out he was looking for from his pitcher and will make yet another move. So Zach O'Donnell faces just a couple of hitters, gets an out, and is done. So runners on second and third with 2 away when we return, as we will see if the Belters can get out of the jam. So Chris McCormick comes in with 2 down and 2 runners on. The right-hander will face the right-handed hitting Jeremy Figueroa, who's 1 for 2 with a base hit and a strikeout. The first pitch is a hard hit ground ball to the left side, foul. Hit to the right side of the third baseman Castro. And the count 0-1. McCormick comes in a tough spot. They have Donlin on third and Carano Jr., the catcher, on second base. Burlington just need 1 for the lead. The 0-1 pitch is fouled back over the screen and out of play. 0-2 the count. 2 pitches, 2 strikes for McCormick. Looking to get out of this jam for the CornBelters. A game that means a little bit more to Normal than it does Burlington. And they have the opportunity to cling on to their division lead if they can win this game. And the pitch tails in on the 0-2, and it hits Figueroa, and the bases will be loaded. So he's lost him on the 0-2, and the runner reaches first base, and now it will all come down to the 3-hole hitting Skylar Agnew. And that just can't happen on an 0-2 pitch. The fastball tails inside, hits the right-handed hitter, and a free pass on the biggest of pitchers' counts. First pitch to the left-handed hitting Agnew, and it is swung on and missed, strike 1. Skylar Agnew in the game yesterday at Normal, where the CornBelters had the victory. There was one big inning in there for Burlington. And within that big inning, the guy at the plate right now, he hit a grand slam. The 0-1, another swing and a miss. They say it was foul tipped into the glove of Sue Husky. Either way, it's 0-2. Infield with a slight pole shift with Tyler Thompson far away from second base. Zykowski just about vertical. 0-2 the pitch. Curveball right down in there and froze Agnew. 3-pitch strikeout for McCormick, who escapes the bases-loaded jam, and the CornBelters will remain tied into the 6th. after a mid-inning filled of some conversations between Skylar Agnew and our home plate umpire. Agnew did not like the call. We were then treated to a race between a woman dressed up as a chicken and a woman dressed up as the Rolling Stones logo. And we head to the 6th inning.
Ladybird, not golden.
So Tucker Laderberg will pitch for the Burlington Bees in inning number 6. He'll face Mateo Casillas batting in the 5 spot, and he'll be followed up by Griffin Brown and Will Jeske. Mateo Casillas, in just his 3rd game registered for the CornBelters, he swings and misses at the first pitch fastball from Laderberg. Casillas, playing his collegiate ball at SIU Edwardsville, spent his season in the Colonels Collegiate League. And trying to make an impact on the CornBelters roster. He fouls the ball right into his ankle. It bounces fair, but was called dead by the home plate umpire, and the count is 0-2. Casillas will be followed up by a couple of outfielders in Brown and Jeske here in the 6th inning. CornBelters tied at 1 with Burlington after escaping a bases-loaded jam just a half inning to go. The 0-2 just misses the outside part of the zone. And the first ball to Mateo Casillas, who still is behind 1-2. Left-handed hitter leading it off. Burlington set to receive the ball defensively. 1-2 pitch. Swung on and missed. Mateo Casillas goes down swinging on 4 pitches, and Ladewald with a strikeout to open his account out of the bullpen. 1 out in the top half of the 6th inning. Defensively for Burlington in the infield, it's Agnew, Brown, Figueiredo, and Merrick Matthews. Corrado Jr., starting catcher today, catching Ladewald, who's into the game as a relief option. First pitch, slider outside. Griffin Brown watches it go, and it's ball 1. Brown 0 for 2 with a strikeout today. He's made a beautiful play defensively in center field. Now watches the 1-0 miss high. Trying to make an impact on the offensive side after saving a hit and a potential run earlier in this ballgame. 2 balls, no strikes to the center fielder, and he takes a big cut, falls to a knee. So he swings through that fastball in the inner half with the count 2-1. Some more action in the bullpen of the normal CornBelters. Can't quite see the number, but it's a right-hander throwing to Charlie Graham down the right field line. 2-1 with 1 away, and the pitch outside. Oh no, it's called a strike. And it's interesting, given that there was no attempt from the catcher to frame the pitch. And it didn't look like he was set up super inside either. The 2-2 fouled off to the screen, and Brown stays alive. Will Jeske throws the ball back into the Burlington dugout. Jeske stands on deck. The center fielder in the box, the left fielder batting next. 2-2. The pitch from the right-hander is flied right side, foul, and hooking over the fence and out of play. So the count remains 2-2 after a couple of foul balls. Griffin Brown fighting here, trying to avoid his second strikeout. The 2-2 fouled away again, a check swing. It was an outside fastball, but you can never be too cautious, seeing that we have had a bit of an outside zone today. So a check swing fouls the ball away, and a 2-2 again. Here's the pitch. And it's fought off again right side. A slider tailing away from Griffin Brown out of Ladeberg's hand. It looked very good, cutting away from the middle of the half of the plate onto the outside edge, but Brown fights it off. The right-hander perhaps getting a little frustrated now. He comes set again at the waist, and another 2-2. And another foul ball back to the screen. Off the handle of the bat, Brown was well behind that fastball, perhaps anticipating off speed once again. but able to react and keep his at-bat alive. 2-2. And Ladeberg comes home and misses behind Griffin Brown. Completely misgripped the slider. And perhaps the release point could have used a little bit of work too. The count is full. And after all those foul balls, it was quite the odd 2-2 pitch. Payoff pitch incoming from Tucker. And here it is to Griffin Brown, who pops the ball up on the infield. Ladeberg under it and makes the catch. The pitcher retires the second out himself in an unconventional way, but a quality at bat nonetheless for Griffin Brown, who's now 0 for 3. So still tied at 1, 2 outs, and the man who is responsible for the only run the CornBelters have registered today, Will Chusky. Hit a home run his last time up, watches a first pitch fastball go high. And for Chusky, it's just his third home run of the season, but he has been hot these last couple of games against Burlington. 4 for 5 yesterday for the Belters. The pitch outside, ball 2. And it's been an up and down season for Chusky, who's had some hit streaks extending into the 7-8 game ranges, but hasn't been necessarily at his best as of late. The fastball down the heart of the plate, strike 1. His 4-hit day yesterday snapped a 3-game hitless streak, but it was his first 4-hit game of the season. Trying to add to his home run here, the 2-1, right down the middle on the lower part of the plate, but getting the strike, and it's 2-2. Chusky, with a little bit of clarification, asks our home plate umpire, and now he's back in the right-handed batter's box. Ladeberg deals, and the pitch is flied right side. Not deep. Coming in to claim it is Domlin, and he makes the catch. So we head to the bottom of the 6th. This game still tied at 1 as the CornBelters unable to find the offense. Can they keep the defense flowing? We'll find out. Bottom of the 6th here at Community Field in Burlington, Iowa. The site of the Belters and the Bees. A game tied at 1 here in the bottom of the 6th. Chris McCormick, we've got the CornBelters out of a bases-loaded jam with a strikeout in the 5th. Stays on the mound. He'll face Bryce Brown. He delivers the first pitch ball just a bit high and tight on the cleanup hitter. 1-0. Quick check-in on the rest of the Prospect League. Terre Haute up 4-0 in a big game against Champion City. The 1-0 curveball in there for a strike down the middle. Terre Haute, if you look at the bottom right of your screen, you can see the Central Division standings updated to the beginning of today. Danville, a non-factor as the 1-1 misses low off the glove of Husky to the backstop. Danville have already clinched, so It's just the next best. And the CornBelters and Terre Haute tied for that spot at the moment. The Belters have the tiebreaker. 2-1, a fastball outside, missed the zone, 3 balls and a strike. McCormick, just the second batter he faced. He came in with the bases loaded and 2 down in the 5th, striking out the 3-hitter Skylar Agnew. 3-1 pitch, a fastball, and Bryce Brown swings through it, 3-2. Full count, 6 pitches in the first batter that Chris McCormick faced. Pitch number 6 here to the second, and here's the payoff pitch. Hit right back at him, 1 hop through the infield. It's a base hit just over the glove of Chris McCormick, who is quick to react but not quick enough. Tyler Thompson diving to try to keep the ball in the infield, but it is past the outstretched glove and into center. A leadoff base hit for Burlington, and they have the go-ahead run on here in the 6th. Of course, in the 7th would be the final inning, doubleheader today. So just 7 innings apiece in these 2 games. The 6th, very, very important for both of these sides. Dylan Cool still yet to register an at-bat in today's game. He watches the first pitch fastball go well outside, ball 1. A very calm day here in southeastern Iowa. Not a whole lot of wind, but some blue skies. And a delayed steal. Suhusky never saw him. And again, we see a base running opportunity taken by a CornBelters opponent in a big spot. And the CornBelters look to have fallen asleep. And it's just a mistake that cannot happen. Delayed steal, and they didn't even see it coming. So 2-0 and a runner on second now. McCormick trying to recover. And the righty delivers. And it's right on the outside corner, called strike 2-1. Dylan Cool, the left-handed hitter. As mentioned earlier, just hitting 190 on this season in 7 games played coming into today. The 2-1 pitch, a curveball, and it sits right down on the heart of the plate. That is a great curveball from McCormick. And the count 2-2. Trying to retire the lefty, get a very important first out here. 2-2. And a hard fly ball down the right field line. It will stay fair and head to the warning track. It'll score a run. Around to second goes Cool, and he's got an RBI stand-up double as Brown comes in to score, and the Burlington Bees have the lead here in the 6th. And it just can't happen for the CornBelters. They've struggled to generate offense, and a couple of base hits, and a delayed steal is all it took for Burlington to find their first lead of the game. So now it'll be Landon Akers, who had an RBI his last time up, and he sends a fly ball to right center field. Long way to go for Austin Wiegand, who will get there and make the catch on the run. Cool goes from second to third on the tag as the ball heads back into the infield, and we'll see another run opportunity just 90 feet away for Burlington with 1 down in the 6th. Some left-handed warm-up action in the CornBelters bullpen. And the question will become, how long do they let McCormick go here? Just 2/3 of an inning pitched, but already on 18 pitches. And will now face Merrick Matthews with 1 away. Merrick's got a hit and 2 at-bats today. Pops a ball right side. It'll send Wiegand back a couple of steps. Will it be deep enough? They will send the runner. Throw comes in from Wiegand to the plate, not in time. And Cool beats it out, standing up 3-1. Burlington lead Normal here in the 6th. It was a good throw from Austin Wiegand, but in the end, just a little bit late on 1 hop to the catcher. It led Suhusky up the line a little bit as well, which certainly did not help as far as trying to get the throw there in time. 3-1, 2 outs, and the bases now empty after the damage has been done by Burlington, and now they single through the right side. On the first pitch, it's Donlin, the right fielder, singles to right field. And Cooper Donlin has his first hit of the game, and Burlington's offense has decided they're not done yet. 3 hits in the inning for Burlington. And they will send the 9-hole hitter to the plate, Michael Carano Jr. Catching today for the Bees, 1 for 2, batting with a man on first and 2 away. 3-1. And the first pitch from McCormick on the outside corner for a called strike. Zach Sykowski a couple steps closer to the second base bag, perhaps just in case there's a stolen base attempt, as the 0-1 curveball dips on the outside corner and it's called a strike. 0-2. Carano Jr. back into the left-handed batter's box in a hole here with 2 away. Donlin leads off of first, and the 0-2 pitch comes home. Bounces in the dirt, gets away from Sahusky, who doesn't see it. He's still looking and finally picks it up. Donlin has all the time in the world to move from first to second base, which he does, and Burlington have a man in scoring position once again in the 6th inning. So Donlin on second base, a 1-2 count. McCormick still facing Carano, who steps out of the left-handed batter's box and adjusts his grip on the bat. And everyone kind of just standing around. Now Carano back into the box. We get set for the 1-2 pitch. McCormick brings the ball set at the waist, checks on second, and now will come home. And the pitch is fouled away right side past the CornBelter bullpen, or rather past the dugout and bouncing toward the bullpen. Another 1-2 pitch incoming. Donlin, who advanced to second on the wild pitch just 2 pitches ago, 180 feet from another run, and he stands aggressively off of second base trying to score on a base hit. 1-2 pitch, low, and the count even at 2. McCormick working quickly back into the stretch. Clearly wants to be done with this inning. He checks a quick head swivel to second and now comes home. Curveball. Thought he painted the outside corner. The outside corner, which has been there all day, does not get the call this time, and the count is full. Fans in Burlington getting into it a little bit here. 3 balls and 2 strikes. And McCormick checks on second and comes home with the full count pitch, which is ripped right side. The first base coach with a matrix move to get out of the way as it flares down toward the bullpen. We'll have another 3-2 pitch. If Carano reaches, it'll be Cedric Dunwald in the top half of the order once again for Burlington. 3-2, and the payoff pitch fouled off once again. Still fighting is Carano. We've seen this script a couple of times. Long at bats. Burlington just short swings, compact swings to try to just put the ball back to the screen, and they force walks, they force mistakes. And now another 3-2 pitch upcoming from Chris McCormick. He brings the left leg up and comes home and misses low for ball 4. Another walk issued by this CornBelters staff, the first one of the game for McCormick. And the lineup turns over once again. McCormick with a quick check into the CornBelters bullpen. Billy DuBois is staring right back at him. And he will stay in this game to face Cedric Dunwald, who has come to the plate 3 times and has struck out 3 times. Right on right matchup. And McCormick, the first pitch is low, scooped on 1 hop by Sahusky. And the count 1-0 as the runners will be forced to remain put. 1 ball, no strikes. Normal trying to limit the damage. And the pitch fouled off, back to the screen, bouncing back toward the field of play. 1-1. So on second base, Donlin, and Corrado Jr. stands on first. Donlin being softly held on by Tyler Thompson at second base. 1-1 pitch. On the outside corner, called strike, and ahead in the count goes McCormick. Just threw pitch number 32 in an inning of work. 1 ball, 2 strikes. He brings the ball set and comes home. Line drive, right side, over the head of Tyler Thompson and into shallow right field. They'll send Donlin around third, who will score without a throw. That was a play it looked like Tyler Thompson could have made. It was a flare shot off the end of the bat into very shallow right center, and perhaps Tyler Thompson in second base just mistiming the jump just a bit. Billy DuBois will head out to the mound, and this may be it for Chris McCormick, who has surrendered 3 runs in the bottom of the 6th. He hands the ball to Billy DuBois, who gives him a pat on the back, as we'll see a new arm for the CornBelters. 3 runs, and the Burlington Bees looking to add more to a 4-run lead here in the 6th. Back here, bottom of the 6th, still 2 down. After 3 runs from Burlington, a 4-1 lead for the home side. It's Mac Raymer, the left-hander for the CornBelters, and he will pitch to try to get them out of this inning. The lefty throws the first pitch, and it's grounded left side. Foul. Chopped left side of the third base coach. Jeremy Figueroa, the 2-hole hitter, in again for these Burlington Bees that have come alive in inning number 6. The 0-1 pitch coming from the left-hander. And he delivers, and it's right on the outside corner, called strike. Raymer ahead in the count. This is the first appearance for Mac Raymer pitching for this CornBelter team out of Blackhawk College. And he's quickly ahead 0-2 to his first batter. Hopefully his only batter of this inning if he has anything to say about it. The 0-2 hit high in the air right side. Hooking toward the corner, Wiegand giving chase, and it is foul. Stayed in the ballpark about 5 or 6 feet to the right of that foul line, and Wiegand just ran out of time to run it down. Past 7 o'clock local time here in Iowa. getting this one going at 5. Burlington on their way to a big win. They can hold off the CornBelters in the 7th. Trying to pad some insurance here in the 6th. They take ball 1 high. So Jeremy Figueroa 1 for 2 with a strikeout. Batting with 2 men on in Carano and Dunwald at second and first, respectively. Raymer, the lefty, comes set and delivers, and the pitch is cranked into left center field. Going back and running out of time to make the catch is Griffin Brown. It clangs off the wall. One will score. They will send a second. Dunwald will score. The throw goes to third, and they have him at third base. Trying to stretch a double into a triple is Figueroa, and he's gunned down. But 2 runs score. They're looking for confirmation that that second run came in. I didn't see a signal from the home plate umpire, but I believe that that would be the case, that that second run touched the plate before the tag was made. So 6-1, the Burlington Bees throw up a 5 spot in a big spot. And Normal with a lot of work to do if they're going to chase down what they considered a must-win coming into today as we head to break. We return for the top half of the 7th. And the CornBelters, 3 outs to overturn a 5-run deficit in what would be a disappointing loss for this CornBelter team. Maybe not a game that they absolutely have to win in the standings, but a loss that would feel very sour in the mouths of the CornBelter team if they were to drop it. They have a long ways to go. 5 runs to come back from as Austin Wiegand will lead off the inning. Cody Morton is in on the on-deck circle, so he will hit for Chris Suhusky, and then I would assume Charlie Graham would go behind the plate if we were to hit an inning number 8, or rather at the bottom of the 7th. 2-0, the pitch misses low to Wiegand on the 1-0 count, and Ladeberg's in there for the second inning of work. He deals the 2-0 to Wiegand, who swings through it right down the heart of the plate, and the count 2-1. So Austin Wiegand, who is hitless, I'm sure he'd love to get on base to try to kickstart a rally that would see the CornBelters probably need to bat around, as the 2-1 on the outside corner called a strike, 2-2. So Wiegand, the left-handed hitter, digs back into the batter's box. Ladeberg, the right-hander, deals the 2-2, and it's a slider backdoor, swung on and missed, and there is out number 1 in the 7th. Again, Champion City and Terre Haute Rex at it right now in the western slope of Indiana. And Terre Haute leads 4-0 in the bottom of the 6th inning against the Champion City Kings. So as results stand, Terre Haute would move a game clear of normal CornBelters fighting for that last playoff spot. Cody Morton indeed does enter the game for Chris Husky, and the infielder takes the stride with one out, nobody on, and watches the first pitch slider dive away from him and out of the zone for ball one. Ladeberg just picked up his second strikeout and 4 outs converted here as the 1-0 is fouled off out of play by Cody Morton. After this, the CornBelters will wrap around to the top of the order. Zach Sykowski, who is 0 for 3, will try to keep the game alive. Cody Morton rips a ball down the left field line, hooking and foul. Up onto the roof of the building adjacent to this ballpark. It would have had the distance to leave the ballpark had it stayed fair. But it is foul, 1 and 2. So another 1-2 pitch coming. And right down the middle. Ring him up, strike 3. Cody Morton goes down looking, and there are 2 away. And now it will fall in the hands of Zach Sykowski, who is 0 for 3 today. 3 flyouts. Zach is riding a 21-game on-base streak coming into today, at danger, at risk of losing it if he cannot reach base and extend this ball game. 1-0 as the pitch misses low. The shortstop digs back in. Tyler Thompson on deck. And the pitch misses the zone outside, 2-0. Tyler Thompson, on the other hand, 3 for 3. He's had a very good day. 3 of the 4 hits for the CornBelters. His offense hasn't been able to join him in a good day at the plate. The 2-0 misses low. Zach Sykowski draws the 3-0 count as Ladeberg kind of losing the leadoff man here. See if he can fight back. 3 balls, no strikes. Zach Sykowski taking all the way, finds ball 4. So at least some consolation there. The on-base streak continues for Sykowski. Up to 22 games. And Tyler Thompson, the lone shining star, apart from the Will Jeske solo home run, will take the bats with 2 away. Tyler playing second base today. Will dig in. His left foot slightly closer to the plate than his right. That closed stance from the second baseman. He watches the first pitch slider hook in there for a called strike. Tucker Ladeberg came in for the starting pitcher after Michael Shaw threw 5 excellent innings. Ladeberg trying to slam the door on the CornBelters here. Check swing, ground ball, right side. Unable to tag Sykowski is the second baseman Figueiredo. He goes to first instead and gets Tyler Thompson. 7 innings in the books, and that's all she wrote for the first game of the doubleheader. Burlington 6, Normal 1. The CornBelters dropped to 12 and 10 in the second half, and they will have to do a mental and physical reset here in the next half an hour as they will come back and face these Bees again in just a little bit. A frustrating 6-1 loss for the CornBelters, who at this stage of the season, every win matters. And they will certainly feel that they need the second game to go their way, or the bus ride back will be a long one. Final score in Game 1, Burlington 6, Normal 1. As the Bees win Game 1 of today's doubleheader. We'll step aside and end the stream. We'll be back right here on the home of the Belters in 25 minutes as we get ready for Game 2 between the Belters and the Bees here from Burlington, Iowa at Community Field. It's the Prospect League right here on the Normal CornBelters and Colonel's Collegiate League YouTube page. Thanks for joining us.